It isn't every day high school students get to work with top education officials on a project as important as equity. Hi, I'm Anastasia Panaritas, and I'm a student at South Autumn High School. I'm also a member of the Kentucky Department of Education's Commissioner Student Advisory Council, and I am working with Deputy Commissioner and Chief Equity Officer Dr. Thomas Woods Tucker and fellow Student Advisory Council members on a project that we find very important. We are calling this project the Equity Project. It is where we can help you include the topic of equity into conversations that you have around your schools and communities.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Thomas Woods Tucker, Deputy Commissioner and Chief Equity Officer for the Kentucky Department of Education. At KDE, we believe it is important to address key equity issues in our respective school districts. But before we can do that, we need to talk seriously about what equity is and how it is different from equality. And we need to, more importantly, discuss what equity means to our 650,000 students across the great Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Now that you have met Dr. Thomas Woods Tucker, let's meet some of the members of the KDE's Commissioner Student Advisory Council.
To improve our public schools for all students, we first must understand the difference between equity and equality. While the terms equity and equality do sound similar, putting one system in place instead of the other can have very different and sometimes detrimental results for our students. I will pass it on to Anna to define the term equality.
Equality means giving each group of people the same opportunities or resources. With a level playing field, everyone can enjoy a full, healthy life, but it can only work if everyone starts with the same place and needs the same things. Now Gavin will give the definition of equity.
Equity recognizes that each person comes from different circumstances and allocates the resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. This involves trying to understand and give people what they need to live a long, healthy life. And then there's systemic equity. Systemic equity is the process of creating, supporting, and sustaining equity. This involves thinking in new ways and going beyond just helping the individuals by creating large-scale institutional changes. But what does this mean in the real world? And what does this mean to our students? Let's hear from a few of them.
To me, equity means allowing every student in the Commonwealth opportunities based on who they are and supporting them through a variety of resources that they need.
To me, equity means people of any color aren't labeled to a specific pathway of life. It means we all have the opportunity to explore individual interests and have the resources to succeed in our own chosen pathway. Equity can help ensure student success and provide encouragement for all students to become involved in whatever they are interested in.
To me, equity means ensuring that everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed and to take their situation into account. We do not all start on an even playing field, and making sure each person has a fair shot is equity.
To me, equity is giving all students the same chances no matter their race, gender, ethnicity, or religion.
To me, equity means ensuring resources are distributed to individuals in a manner that best fits their needs as individuals, especially for those in minority groups. When it comes to education, I think equity begins, in large part, with the empowerment and inclusion of young people in decision-making at all levels.
To me, equity means having fair and helpful opportunities for each and every person, and allowing them to have what they need to succeed.
There is an equity problem in schools. Many students, especially those who belong to minority groups or identify as members of minority groups, feel alienated and left behind, and they feel as though their voices are not heard when decisions are being made. Systemic barriers impact individuals of racial minority and of religious minority, and so on. The Kentucky Department of Education's statistics suggest over 60% of Kentucky students are living in economic disadvantage. That statistic tells us that the demographic majority faces issues related to socioeconomic class. But individuals of particular demographic groups, minorities, face challenges that make living in society even more difficult. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic's disruption to education as we know it, we have seen just how tough situations are. Students in Eastern Kentucky have dealt with the ramifications of inadequate broadband infrastructure, and students in the west end of Louisville have questioned whether or not their life matters. And the broad range of equity issues exist in communities across Kentucky, in places like Bowling Green, Covington, Crab Orchard, and Lexington too. From as far west as Hickman to as far east as Pikeville. But that does not mean the issue is too large for us to fix.
To get equality, we cannot continue on as we have. We have to make real and lasting changes to our schools and communities. Here are some ideas we believe, as people of the Commonwealth, you can do to create this change.
You can advocate for and provide more mentorship and internship opportunities for minorities and make people aware of them.
You can encourage school and district accountability systems.
You can provide resources on ways to implement an equitable curriculum and further reinforce the concept.
Thank you for listening. We hope you have a better understanding of what equity is and what it means to us as students. Help us by taking part in our initiative to ensure equity is in all of our schools throughout the Commonwealth.